Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your June reading. Happy birthday, Gemini people. This is your season. I hope you are having a wonderful birthday time, a wonderful solar new year for you. Oh, okay, got a card flipped over. The Six of Wands. Okay. Something victorious for you. So this will be a general reading. It's not theme specific, so whatever needs to come through will come through. Okay, you've got cards flying everywhere. What is that? The Strength card. Some of you are dealing with a Leo, or you have Leo specific placements, or something will happen good. Something good will happen to you during Leo season. So we have a beautiful new moon on the 30th of May. As I'm recording this during the new moon. So that's going to be a beautiful new beginning to your season. So let's see, Gemini. So at the bottom we have Three of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Lovers. Seems like you're wanting to invest in something here. Could be your own prosperity, your own well-being, your own happiness. Look at that, a lot of Pentacle cards here. Some of you are deeply focused onto your work and to your money. Hey, Gemini. What is going on here? So interesting. Taurus had justice as an outcome too. So you may want to watch that reading, or you have Taurus placements in your chart or something. Because you start out with the Hierophant, and that's a Taurus card also. So let's see what the Oracle has for you. So Gemini, I feel like you're going through something quite ugly this month. I hate to say it, but I read the cards, you know, don't shoot the messenger. It does seem like there's something quite unpleasant happening here. I hope not. It does seem like you're clearing up the air towards the end of the month, but it does seem challenging for you. So let's see. What does Gemini need to know? A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. There you have justice again, so some of you could be dealing with a Libra, you are getting into a partnership or some kind of a business agreement or something. What else for Gemini? Don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. There's that Leo again. Let's see, what else? Got the air element, communicating. This is your element, Gemini, so feel free to be in your element. And you've got the water element, sensing. How interesting. So I feel like a good balance of feeling and thinking and communicating is a good idea. Got Grand Trine, Moon. Let me see what's going on here. So yeah, from what I'm seeing, I do feel like something is balancing out here. Okay, this is a new moon, so it's a new start. It's a new cycle of something coming back into balance. Perhaps starting a new relationship or improving a relationship that you already have. But from what I'm seeing here, there's some disturbance happening in your life. So, you know, by the end of the month, you're getting to a much more balanced place. But I do feel like you're going through something quite intense, it feels like. Could be that for some of you are quite prideful, and maybe that's a major issue, like your pride is wounded in some way. Especially with this Five of Swords being your challenge here, I do feel like it's quite a pride related card as well. It's like you have to win at something, you know, at all costs, because maybe your pride is of significance, okay? Your pride is being wounded in some way, you know, trying to get something really badly, or being in control of a situation, but it's coming from a unhealthy ego kind of thing, okay? Especially with this Emperor being there with the Five of Swords. So the air element and the water element, I mean, the air element is your element, so and like I said, feel free to be in your element and communicate, perhaps ask for advice from other people if you're going through something, because I feel like with this Hierophant being here, you know, you're trying to get to the bottom of a situation, you're trying to get to some kind of a clarity about your situation, or, you know, maybe you have certain beliefs about yourself or about others that's causing a lot of conflicts or a lot of difficulties here. So I feel like communication will be of importance. You know, air is also very shifty, very mutable. So it's almost like you're being challenged here to adjust your beliefs, okay, to new situations. You may need to adjust your beliefs in order to get through something really difficult. But the Hierophant is a very kind of stubbornish type of thing where you know what you know, and you know, that's it. The world ends this way. I feel like you're being called to be a little bit more versatile, which is, you know, a Gemini trait. You may need to shift your approach. You might need to shift your strategy when it comes to certain things, to not let your pride drive something and then, you know, end up getting hurt in the process or hurting other people. It's like there's a need here to be versatile, to be a little bit adjusting to something, is what I'm getting. And to kind of let your emotions and how you feel about a situation inform your decisions, instead of just sticking to something, you know, some kind of belief that is old. You need to let your emotions and your feelings kind of inform the way you need to act in that situation. I hope that makes sense. Because as I'm saying, and I'm like, did that make sense? I hope so. So anyway, let's see. I do feel like there is some kind of a conflict here that is plaguing your month, okay? There's a lot of heaviness in this situation. Trying to clarify a little bit. There's something quite burdensome on you here, okay? And I'm getting the impression that this particular conflict is because you don't speak up about what it is that you want. It's almost like you're kind of begrudgingly carrying out all of the responsibilities, all of the burdens. You don't speak up, and there's a lot of bitterness there. Okay, you might be taking care of a lot of different things with that Ten of Wands, and it's like you just bitterly do it, but you don't you don't speak up, okay? It's like, yeah, there's a sense of bitterness here for something. You know, you might be doing it for the sake of tradition, you might be doing it for the sake of maintaining stability, but clearly it's not very stable because, you know, this Five of Swords shows up here. Yeah, it's like you're like really tired about something, Gemini. Tired of dealing with something quite heavy here. You're fed up, you know, there's a sense of being fed up with something. Just trying to figure out what that is. Obviously, it's going to be different for different people, but I don't know, it could be some kind of an obligation or, you know, could be that it's affecting your health, Gemini. I don't want to scare you, but you might want to look into that because the Ten of Wands and the Four of Swords to me is a combination that kind of draws an alarm bell when it comes to the health, to the body, to the health, because you're carrying too much, you're doing too much, you're overextending yourself. And combined with that bitterness that comes from that, because you're having to do so much without speaking up, without saying enough, I don't want to do it anymore, it's too much, or, you know, I don't have to do these things, you know. It's kind of causing a bit of inner chaos, okay? It could affect your health, but the Four of Swords, I feel like you need to redraw yourself from doing all of this stuff. It's like you have to ask yourself, because Four of Swords also talks about meditating, quieting the mind. So once you quiet the mind, you got to ask yourself, like, why am I doing all of this? It's like, who's gaining from it? And obviously try to see where the bitterness is coming from, or where the conflict is coming from. You know, it could be an inner conflict, but I'm kind of seeing you being a bit bitter because you're having to do so much. And it's obviously this is something that's been going on for some time. It's like you need a break. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. That Four of Swords, you just need to kind of just stop, okay? Just plain and simply stop doing whatever it is you're doing that's causing you so much strain and so much burden. I feel like you came into some kind of truth here in the past, the Ace of Swords. Trying to see what that's about. You know, you might have found out something. You know, you might have found out about some kind of betrayal, some kind of, I don't know, shady business, or, you know, something that puts you in this place where you're having to take care of a lot of different things. Ace of Wands, okay. There's definitely something here that started for you in the previous months. Could be that you possibly thought that this is something good, you know, you could start something new. But I also see you walking away from this with that Eight of Cups. So there was a new beginning in the past for you that probably led to all kinds of burdens, all kinds of issues and conflicts, and I don't know, conflicts of interest and bitterness and feeling tired and exhausted of doing all the work. You know, you've got, you know, I feel like you're trying to gain control here and walk away from this situation, from this heavy burden situation, whatever this is for you. Could be a relationship for some of you that there was a lot of betrayal, a lot of a lot of selfish behavior, because I feel like this being your challenge, I feel like there's some selfishness there. I don't know if it's on your part, Gemini, you're being selfish, by doing all of this, trying to, you know, have your own gain out of it, or you're dealing with someone that is incredibly selfish and putting all this burden on you. You know, there's a lot of heartbreak here and a lot of pain. So tell me more about that. Yeah, definitely there is some lying, some cheating, some shady business. Like I said before, you've got the Five of Swords. It's a bit similar to the Seven, but not quite. Could also be that you agreed to something or you put up with something that kind of prolonged that type of behavior, okay? Ungracious behavior from others. If this is not you doing it, and you may not be aware of it, but there's a lot of ungracious behavior here towards you that's causing a lot of pain. You know, obviously if you're in a relationship, you might want to watch out for that, or whatever it is you're dealing with, okay? It could be any other situation. Just be aware that you're, you know, there's a lot of lies, a lot of deception here. Okay, somebody's trying to win something at the cost of, you know, you and your own well-being. Or maybe you're doing this to someone else. So, you know, take it as it applies. I also feel like with that Seven of Swords, I mean, this could be you trying to make some kind of plan to get out of this. It might not be the most reliable and the most upfront plan, but if you're in such a situation where you're having to be sneaky to get out of it, you know, at your discretion, Gemini, but it just sort of feels like you're trying to get out of it, like in any way possible. And it might not be the most straightforward way to get out of it, or the most gracious way to get out of it, but you're trying to get out of it, you know, like at all costs, because it's just causing just too much strain on you. Okay, with the Eight of Cups, I see you walking away, moving on, you know, from something. And as far as the rest of your cards, I feel like you're trying to get control over your own life. It's very possible that you see this issue of control, okay, that shows up throughout your reading. Somebody may have control over you, or you're trying to have control over someone or a situation. But as far as the rest of your cards, these are very, very positive. I feel like you're setting yourself free, possibly moving into an environment that is, you know, more friendly, more supportive, more happy, okay? The Ten of Cups is, that shows up in your surroundings. This is a happy place that you want to be, and possibly being independent, being wealthy, being stable. And I do feel like walking away from whatever it is that you're doing is actually putting the foundation for you have the happy life that you want. Okay. Could be a spiritual quest for some of you. I feel like you're in search for answers here with the High Priestess and the Eight of Cups. This is about going within yourself. The Eight of Cups is also an inner journey. Could be that you're trying to contemplate on the role you played in the situation that you're in, you know, this painful situation that you're in. What did you do to bring this about? How you contributed to it? So whatever this is, it's like you're beginning to gain that clarity and that control over the situation, and in your best interest, in your own benefit. Okay, I do see you wanting to move in the direction of self-sustainability, happiness, providing for yourself, not being dependent on, you know, mind games and bullshit, and, you know, having to do things that you don't want to do for people that are completely selfish and they don't have your best interests at heart. So I see you trying to get away from all of that. Could be a person that is helping you do that. Okay. But I actually see you getting into a good place, Gemini. I mean, the reading is pretty rough, but you're trying, okay? I see you getting away from whatever painful situation you find yourself in the month of June. I'm going to clarify this Justice card, and Taurus had a similar card at the outcome. The Devil. There's definitely some kind of a toxic situation here, where it's just completely out of balance. And I feel like you're trying to get that karma to play out in your favor in some way, because I feel like you've been trapped in something quite toxic. Okay, it's like it could be someone that is trying to keep you trapped in something, or you're keeping yourself trapped in something. It's about getting to a place of balance and not being in extremes. Be aware of deception again. That's showing up very, very strongly for you, Gemini. I don't know if you're dealing with someone that's very, very deceptive, or you're employing some kind of deceptive tactic this month to get away with something or to get out of a situation. But just be aware of deception and entrapment, okay? Because I feel like you're being entrapped in something that's quite unhealthy. And, you know, if that's been the case with the Justice being here, I feel like you're trying to regain balance over the situation. You know, it could be some kind of a legal issue you might find yourself in, where, you know, you're dealing with people or situations that are quite out of your favor, and you're kind of stuck in some kind of a toxic cycle with these people or this situation. But I see you wanting to get away from it and bring some kind of balance to the situation. I do feel like I need to get one more. Could be some kind of a self-sabotaging tendency, Gemini, just putting that out there. Because, I mean, it's not going to resonate for everybody, but it's either there's other influences into your life doing this to you, or you're doing it to yourself and then getting bitter about it, or, you know, there's some kind of an extreme here that you need to bring back into balance. Some kind of an addiction or some kind of sabotaging behavior that is just sabotaging your happiness and your mental peace. Okay, the Four of Swords is mental peace. I do feel like you're trying to find the strength and the bravery to withstand something here. Okay, that the Strength card fell on the floor when I was shuffling, so I feel like there's something here that is requiring you to be strong, to maintain control. You do have the Emperor here too. Strong Leo energy here is coming through. Could be a Leo that you're dealing with that's doing all of this mess in your life, but the Strength being here and Justice and this Devil energy, I feel like you're really trying to restrain yourself, to gain some kind of control over the situation. Okay, I mean, this could be you struggling with, you know, some kind of an unhealthy behavior, or, you know, a toxic pattern, or maybe you attract toxic people or something like that, but you're trying to gain control over yourself and the situation so you can be happy and independent and in control. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Gemini. It's quite an intense reading. I mean, there's tons of messages coming through, so I'm kind of like trying to make sense of it all. But I would say listen to your intuition and be still is what I'm getting very strongly. I'm getting the strong message of be still enough to understand how you're contributing to something and how you can control yourself a bit, or how you can gain control of a situation. It's there's a sense here of understanding something very important for your own benefit, for your own happiness, so you don't find yourself in this type of dynamic in the future. You know, and I feel like there's a pattern here for some of you. It's not going to resonate for everybody, but I feel like you're trying to lie to yourself about something. It could be that you're trying to lie to yourself, oh, it's not that bad, I can get through this. Or you're trying to lie to yourself that you're doing better than you are, okay? Trying to ignore the fact that maybe your health is, you know, getting worse because, you know, you're doing the wrong things, or you're, you know, there's something here like maybe you're lying yourself about, or maybe you lied to yourself about a relationship, or, you know, whatever it might be. So I don't know what to say, Gemini. It seems like an intense month for some of you. This is quite something. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, Gemini. I wish you the best. Until next time. Bye.